And it's for 10 years?
For 10 years.
10 years, from the date that we vacate the hospital.
This covenant is with who?
It's with the land.
No, but I mean...
It's with the buyer.
It would be a deed restriction, I would assume.
Yeah, there'd be a deed restriction to the new buyer. And so what you're saying is, anywhere on that property, anything that we would take up in a diagnostic way or a treatment way.
I don't want, doctor's offices can be there, but you're talking about almost 200,000 square feet. I doubt you'll be able to utilize 200,000 square feet of doctor's offices per se.
But the other types of services that the hospital would provide.
Yeah. In other words, if somebody wanted to do surgery, absolutely.
Yeah, but that's a different thing. That's a different thing.
Well,
when we had conversations with Goshen, we talked about this, and it was certainly hospital, we understood, but I thought he made it very clear that it was not services that, meaning anything connected with medical, it meant, and he said that's why we have to see the wording.
Yeah, that's what
I agree with you.
Or else we wouldn't have gone through all this,
Outpatient medical diagnostic facilities. On a small level, it's fine. If an obstetrician had an ultrasound in his office, that's part and parcel of an individual doctor. But if he was doing something that was where all the doctors sent him to, the hospital already provides that service.
Yeah, but that's a different thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's the intent.
I understand.
If it's incidental to an individual's practice, that's fine. So
I know that
I don't mean to carry this to the point where it's...
Once we see the covenant, that would put
I'll get it for you.
How many square feet is it?
196,350.
And it's quite a lot of doctors.
Yeah, that's the point, and that's why I thought it would be helpful if I just came over tonight to talk about this.
No, we have that many doctors. Maybe we can make lawyers' offices. I'm sure we have that many lawyers.
Go for it, John.
What would happen if a use went in there that wasn't covered by the new hospital, but then the new hospital expanded?
No.
Okay.
No, in other words, there are obviously there are uses that could go in there. Somebody came up with the concept of Eastern medicine. Believe it or not, it's a big issue. And Eastern medicine is absolutely fine. So I don't want to make it sound more complicated than it is, but the concept I think is important for us to consider.
I got to ask.
What's Eastern medicine?
Eastern medicine?
Yeah.
About doctors.
That's the Newburgh area.
Very funny.
Eastern medicine is the practice of chi and moving chi through one's body.
Eastern. That's in real Eastern.
Yeah, right. And believe it or not, there is some interest in it, and there's somebody who believes that there are 2 million people in the metropolitan New York area who would prefer that type of medicine. I know it sounds
No. People who've been through traditional and it's not working well for them.
Prefer.
I can understand.
But
not true that.
I know you don't want to be but you're going to provide
the covenant, yes.
But
if they send it to you and
me,
Yeah, send it to me and I'll get it.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's say there's a facility that is a group of doctors who actually have surgical suites. Not even, near a hospital, but not next door. Except miles away. They have surgical suites, and they have their offices, and they do a lot of outpatient type, one-day type stuff. That's precluded by the covenant?
I would think so. On that property.
On that?
On that.
Oh, yeah, on that property.
I'm only talking about the property that we own.
Yeah.
So when we sell it,
right,
we are prohibiting the buyer from doing that.
But that's not the whole property.
But, I could see where that would be concerned. If I'm a doctor and I'm doing same-day surgery, why would I want to have an office here and have an office somewhere else where I use a surgery? That's not going to work.
There's a public issue here. The new hospital was $333 million. The idea is that it's going to provide additional services that were never offered available in this area before. Most of us, if we have to go down to catheterizations, we had to go down to Westchester or up to Albany. We're going to provide those services. So we control the sale of the hospital, and that's the thinking behind it. It's not, you cannot influence anybody who's not on that property, but that property we can influence.
The services that are currently there are basically the same concept that exists presently to the new site. In other words, there's nothing really additionally new in concept other than that one example you had.
Correct.
Yeah.
And again, if it's not something that's provided by the hospital, then absolutely by the same definition that prohibits it, it allows it.
So, legal question, if the covenant only holds for 10 years, I can buy that property, hang on to it for 10 years, and there would be no difficulties with any of it.
I don't think that would particularly happen, but that is the length of the...
Theoretically, I'm correct. That's my question.
Correct.
And do you know the level of trauma care the new hospital is going to be?
No. I know some of the things.
All right, I'll have to find out.
The new hospital is going to be providing, I believe, almost 700,000 square feet of space. And it is going to have 17 elevators, 374 beds. It's really designed. We are losing so many patients going elsewhere for treatment that should be treated here right in our neighborhood. And what's nice about this thing is that what you're starting to see is this recognizable node of activity that is going all the way from Horton Hospital all the way over to House Idlebound along East Main Street. And,
right.
Well,
that's exactly what we want to see, Tom. All the way.
I understand that. Sometimes it doesn't happen in where you want it, but it happens, and that's important.
As you point out, too, though, with drafting, zoning, I know this is a very big issue with the village, but we have to be concerned about that property that we're drafting zoning.
For the whole zone, not just for that property.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Does that, I don't know if, well, you discuss that technical school question?
Well, that's, it's, if anybody feels like they want to discuss it, I think it's something we have to chew on. It's first time brought up, but we will be, it's something to consider as everything is. I hate to hit people cold and say, what's your opinion on it? And, you haven't had time to think about it. It's the first time brought up. So we'll be talking about it, and as we move through the zoning, I'm sure we'll have more meetings on it. And prior to the public hearing and the sequel, I'll be happy to.
So to be I don't know the right word I'm looking for. Too tired. So that we're doing the right thing. When do you see the public hearing needing to be set conceptually?
Very, very hard question to answer. I mean, as the mayor said,
I know. I just don't. Do we have to do anything else in order to make sure we're protected?
No, I mean, you have to start the secret process.
Well,
you
then,
have to agree on
fine,
the language
that'll be
that
great.
you want to put forth in the public hearing. You can change things
After the public hearing.
After the public hearing, and that's one reason for having it, is getting input on what you're putting forth. So, my opinion is that sooner than later, because the moratoriums are, well, they're trying to market one property. There's people affected by this. But,
Right. Well, the schools issue is one of the things that's in the conditional use section by the planning board.
But is that strictly for...
well, right now it says schools for students with disabilities, pointed out. But if we were to change that, it would still be a conditional use, and it would still be up to the planning board to decide whether they wanted to allow it.
We'd have to... They couldn't change it unless we add more verbiage or...
Yeah.
Right.
to what kind of
And then
school.
it would be under the conditional use.
And I
then
think
they have
that's
to
always
consider-
been a concern. We wanted to keep it medically related.
Yeah, we had an earlier discussion, I think.
Yes, we
may
did.
have suggested, in fact, we did. We
Yeah.
had suggested, just school,
Yeah,
education.
yeah.
Yeah.